Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Frances Aved and I am an NPC wellness competitor. Excuse me. And today we're doing a Q&A. I went over on my Instagram this week and I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and that way I can answer them more in detail here rather than just posting it on my story. So we're gonna hop right into them. Okay, first question is what inspired me to compete? And I decided to start competing back in January 2021. I've only been competing for a year and a half pretty much, and I already did 2 shows, but I decided that I wanted to start competing back in January 2021. I had gained a lot of weight. I was still training, but I definitely was eating very badly. Like, I wasn't really nourishing my body. I was eating whatever I wanted. I gained over 30 pounds. One day I woke up and I was like, I don't like how I look. This isn't me. I was unhappy. I was depressed. And so I actually went to the Olympia in December 2020. It was held in Orlando. So I went and saw the amateur Olympia. And after that, I was like, you know what? Like, this is something that I think I want to try. Like, and then at that time, wellness had like just come over. So wellness hasn't been around for too long. At that time, wellness had just come over, maybe like that year or maybe a year before. And I had heard about it. And you know, I had a couple people telling me like, you should compete and like you should do this new category, like it fits your body really well. And I was like, you know what, like, why not? Let me try it. You know, I've always been an athlete. I played volleyball my whole life, so being so heavy was just uncommon to me. I wasn't happy with it. And so I decided, and then in January 2021 I met with my now coaches, Total You, Ty and Joanna Pope, and we started it. And literally I started prep January 6th, 2021 is the day I started. And then I competed in July and August. That was my first competition season. And then now we're in my second competition season here in 2022. And I'm really, really excited. So that's kind of what inspired me to compete. Just wanting to better myself and push myself and just kind of see what I'm capable of. Okay, the second question was, what's the first thing you do when your day gets too busy with work, training, family? Like, how do you manage your time? And I literally, I'm not even kidding, I quite literally make a block schedule for my days every single week. So I try to stick to a routine, so I kind of have an idea of how my week's gonna go, and I train the same days usually. But if I know I have something like a doctor's appointment or something, I will quite literally on Sundays sit down and write every day of the week, Sunday through Saturday, and I will block schedule myself. So I will be like, I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning, I should be at the gym by 5, I'm doing my fasted, I might work out in that morning, then I'll be home by 9, then I can meal prep if I need to or whatever, if I don't meal prep the night before, and then I'm at work from this time to this time, then after that, if I have to go again and do cardio, like, I will literally block schedule myself so I know what I'm doing from the moment I wake up to the moment I have to go to sleep. And that's kind of like what has helped me stay on track. Block scheduling, time management is really, really big, especially if you want to be successful. Third question was, how do you deal with the low energy on some days? Caffeine doesn't always hit the same. Now, caffeine doesn't always hit the same, and I am not proud to say, but my caffeine intake during prep is probably off the charts. I know I said this in my last video, but I love coffee. Anything coffee. On and off prep, I love coffee. I've grown up drinking coffee my whole life. Café con leche, I love it. How do I deal with it? I literally just do. I just do. Like, being on prep is exhausting. It's literally like another full-time job, and I work full-time. In and of itself, obviously, if your calories are low, you're gonna be tired. and on prep specifically, your calories get pretty low, your cardio gets pretty high, you're ideally, you know, burning more than you're intaking. That's how you're in that deficit, and that how you're able to get that lean, like show lean. So you're gonna be tired naturally. How do I deal with it? If I drink coffee, coffee doesn't hit, literally, I just push through it. I wish there was a better way and like a magic formula, but there isn't. If anything, I just remember my why, like why I'm doing this. I remember that this thing that I'm feeling is only temporary. You know, it's not gonna last all my life. It's literally 12, 16 weeks that I have to go through this and whatever the competition season is, and then I just remember it's temporary and I'm gonna get through it, and I've done it before and there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do it again, even better, you know? So that's how I deal with it. I just kind of remember my why, and also take my rest days really seriously. I try to get as much rest as possible to, you know, lower those stressors, and hopefully get some energy back. The next question was, what is my biggest struggle during prep? And honestly, my biggest struggle during this prep is seeing my strength decline. You know, you're not eating as much, you're losing weight, you're in a deficit, so your strength's not going to be all the way there. And for me, it's just hard because I have to be very cautious because I always want to push myself and I always want to do the best that I can. And it's just hard for me mentally to be like, damn, like I know I can push this weight, but right now it feels like a ton of bricks and I should probably go down and focus on my form. So it's just getting those like mental barriers and trying to understand and be really, really aware that prep is just a whole different monster in and of itself, you know? Hunger, yes, is something that I struggle with, but everybody struggles with that. Cravings here and there, yes, of course, some days are worse than others. But again, this is temporary. Like I try to be really, really aware and try to just remind myself that this is just temporary. Like prep is just temporary. You have to go through this, and you're gonna be okay. The next question was things that you wish you knew earlier about bodybuilding and before competing. And what I wish I knew and understood a little bit more was how taboo it is, how taboo this sport is, because in my head, I don't really understand why people who don't compete or don't have an interest in competing, why they care so much. Like somebody always has an opinion. You're going to lose a lot of friends because people just don't understand. People don't understand why you choose to go through what we go through during prep. You know, people won't understand why you can't go out to drink, or if you're out with them and if you feel like the energy to be able to go out with them, you can't drink. People don't understand why you can't eat what they're eating, or if you go to a restaurant, why you can't eat the food there, or you have to be really specific and really careful about what you're eating during prep, and your dietary restrictions. People don't understand that, especially towards the end of prep, you're so exhausted that you just literally don't have the energy to deal with people. Like your social radar goes low, at least mine does, and I don't do it intentionally. I just am so exhausted and I'm so honed in and focused on everything that I have to do that I might forget to answer your text, and I legit won't remember till like 4 days later, like, oh my god, this person texted me, I never answered, or I'll look at it and I forget. So it's something that I wish I knew, is how taboo it is and how misunderstood it is. You know, you get to a point where it is what it is and you're used to it, so you kind of brush it off your shoulder. But that is something that I wasn't really warned about, especially because I was surrounded by people in the community already. So, and then I've always been the type of person, like, I don't care what anybody else around me is doing. It's not affecting me directly, so I don't care. Like, and if I don't know something about it, I'm not gonna, you know, voice my opinion about something that I don't know. But that's just me. So it was hard for me also to be like, not everybody's like you, and people will have opinions whatever either way. So like I said, you get to a point where you just kind of brush it off your shoulders and it is what it is, and you just focus on you, and the people who are really your supporters, they're gonna be there for you. I have to hit my water and I kind of struggle with it because I am drinking a lot of water. How I'm feeling mentally. I don't know why I did this. And I appreciate this question so much because I did share on my Instagram a couple days ago, probably like a week ago, that I really wasn't feeling my best. I try to be as genuine as possible and as honest as possible because I feel like the mental aspect of prep isn't talked about a lot or enough. And I feel like a lot of people kind of brush over it or don't really talk about how hard it can be mentally, especially for somebody like me who's like so hard on themselves all the time and always expects, you know, the best out of myself. So to answer that question, I'm doing okay. I am literally 13 days out from my first show of this season. And so I have a lot of emotions. I'm excited, but I'm also really tired. I'm really exhausted. Sometimes I just wonder, you know, I'm like, it feels like it's never gonna end. The exhaustion gets to me sometimes. I cry a lot sometimes. But I'm okay. Like I said earlier, I try to be very mindful and really aware that this is just temporary and these are temporary emotions. I'm so low on like body fat and stuff, you know, my hormones are all over the place right now. So I know, you know, my feelings are heightened. So I try to be really aware of that. I also try to, when it gets a lot too much, I try to take a step back and just kind of chill for a little bit and kind of like sit in the moment, breathe, take a couple breaths, and just kind of keep pushing forward. So to answer that question, I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing okay. I think that's the word. Okay, I'm doing okay. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited to compete. I'm nervous to compete because obviously I want to do well. But I'm excited. I'm doing well. I'm okay. I'm alive. We're getting through this and we're going to kill it. This one's a good one. I got asked, what does it feel like to be on stage? And honestly, I don't know if any other competitors can relate. I black out. I black out on stage. I love show day because on show day, it's like you're backstage, you get to chill. Obviously, like you get nervous and stuff and excited, but the work is done. Literally, the work is done. This is the day where you get to showcase all your hard work and everything and all the sacrifices that you made. So it's really like, I don't know, like to be on stage, I love every second of it, but I black out because I feel like, I don't know, I just black out. I focus on the judges, do my routine, and then that's it. And I feel like in a blink of an eye, I'm on and off stage. But it's awesome. It's awesome. The adrenaline rush is... Okay guys, I'm gonna do a couple more and then I'm gonna close out this video because I feel like it's gonna get pretty long. So how do I deal with breakouts from the gym? In my face, I will say when I'm on prep, my hormones are kind of like all over the place, so I do tend to break out more. But a good tip is I have the makeup wipes and I have some in my gym bag, I have some in my car, so I have some with me at all times. And as soon as I'm done working out, I'll wipe my face with them just to take off any oils or any like dirt that might have accumulated. And I try to keep my skin as clean as possible. If not, you can always like, you know, bring the travel size like face cleaners and you can clean your face. So that's kind of like how I do it. I don't wear makeup to the gym really. And I try to just keep my face clean, especially because this is where I break out. I don't really suffer from breakouts anywhere else except my face, unfortunately. Sorry if this video is long, guys. I just want to kind of get all of them out of the way. And then if you guys have more questions, just message me on Instagram. I'll do this again. But, let's see. Last couple ones. Do you get angry or low tempered during prep? Yes, I do. But, very important, I try to keep myself in check. I remember, and I try to remind myself that I chose to do this, that things that are probably bothering me probably wouldn't bother me when I'm like normal and won't get to me. So I try to be very mindful because it's nobody else's fault that I chose to go through this. It's nobody else's fault that I'm hungry or I'm hangry, you know? So like, yes, I do get short-tempered, but I try to also keep myself in check and try to not take it out on anybody. Have I done it a couple times? I'm not gonna lie, yes I have. Yes I have, I totally have, and I'm so sorry, but I try to keep myself in check. But yeah, I do, and I try to just kind of like I'm saying, keeping myself in check, being like, you're just hungry, chill out, it's not their fault that you're hungry and you're choosing to do this. My last question was how I met Dak. And that I'm gonna let him answer in another video. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you watched it, if you have any other questions, feel free to message me. I'm gonna leave all my socials down in the description. I hope you have a great day. Follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm kind of behind on my water intake. I gotta get this down. Los quiero.